Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage and the A112 Abarth. I'm going to continue on the few welds that I need to do on this side. I'm pretty much where I left off in the last video. Gonna replace this and then I'm going to get the car ready to be put on the floor so I can flip it around and lift it up on the other side. Before doing that, I will probably remove the exhaust and the fuel tank just to get better access. I'm not going to fire it up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That's what I'm going to do. Firstly, it's up here. What I have done since the last video is to remedy the holes that I made in the wrong position. There are now new holes, so I'm ready to plug weld it so I can fold it around. I've also cleaned up the spot welds on this one so that I can see them and try to drill them out and remove this part so I can put in a new part right there. And that is actually where I'm going to begin this video. Drilling out the spot welds. It's off. There is some down here that needs some touching up, it looks like, before I can weld in the new one. I'm just going to try to clean it up as good as I can. So here we have it. It's off. There is a crack right there. Also some cracks right there. I can weld those up, I think, without having to add any new material. And then I'm going to prepare the panel that goes on top of this and prepare some spot weld holes for that and clean up and paint where those are going to be. And for this side, I'm going to use the repair panel that I made in a previous video. I got one original one, remember? I'm going to use this one for this side. I'm going to prepare this with holes and getting everything ready, and then take you back when I'm going to weld this in and have welded up those spot welds up there. A little bit later, I have now welded on all the spot welds up here and folded the edge around. I'm just ignoring the old holes because it doesn't really matter when it's sealed up. And it looks pretty decent all the way down. Of course, I still need to weld up this and grind that flush and so on. But yeah, that part of it is done. This one is loosely, it's just tacked in there and there. And then I can start to form the metal down to meet the floor pan and make it as tight as possible. I might have to use a couple of screws to keep it there, self-tapping screws, but I don't really like to use those because they will leave a hole, of course. You can weld it up, but if you don't do it, you don't have to. So I hope to be able to just massage it down by getting it attached down here and then hammer it down all the way and weld it on. So that's what I'm going to do. See you in a bit when this is hopefully done. A bit later. And it's now in. I did use a couple of screws to just get it firm in there. Spaces like there, and just welded it up. It's now in. It's very, very solid. I'm sure that I can lift the car on this one now, especially because I pretty much could still on the old one. Now it's definitely solid. Also did a bit of work in here. This is what you could definitely call a battle scar. It's not. We are Vikings after all. So I'm gonna clean up this and give it some paint, and then it needs to be sealed and all that. But this is it for now on the rust repairs on this side of the car. There is still stuff that needs to be fixed and grinded flush up there, of course, but that will be done. At least my plan for now is to do that on the normal lift because it makes sense to do it that way. So what I want to do now is to remove the exhaust and remove the fuel tank, get ready to install the old parts again, just not firmly, just to make it possible to attach it to the auto whip again and take it down from the auto whip so I can spin it around. So It's actually the next day, but I have painted the repair, or at least the primer, right there. I was actually thinking about sealing up this edge, but I think it's a bad idea because water will get in there anyway. The main thing is to get the water out of this, and that would probably just drain out here. I might make a little hole or two down the line, and then I'm just gonna fill it with oily lanolin oil in there. I think it's better to let it breathe rather than to capsule it in, I think. But that's it. What I have also done is to fit the old components. It's just a bolt going through right now. The bushings are completely shut. It's just loosely fitted pretty much so that I could put the AutoVip back on. It's been without that part for a long time. Now I can remove that strap and I can actually put the car down on the ground because the plan is to take it off the AutoVip and flip it around. But what I want to do right now is to remove the exhaust, remove the fuel tank. That way I will get better access to the other side already now and see how bad it is. If it's not too bad, then I would like to just fix it on the lift instead. But if it's probably as bad as on this side, I will flip it around and fix it on the AutoVip. So that is what I'm gonna do right now. And then I'm gonna undo the exhaust up there, because then I can just take the entire thing off. There we go. Then if I'm lucky, I can just remove the mounts up here and then remove it all together in one piece, but it might be a little bit difficult, but we'll have to see. I'm just gonna undo those. And the reason why I want to remove this is because I need better access to the leaf spring and the structure underneath that to check it, and also to change the leaf spring. So that's the reason why I'm taking this off now. Got the breather line undone. I got it out. It's completely empty. I'm not really sure what I will do next, if I'm gonna take it off and put it on the other side, or take it off and put it on the lift. It's not too bad in there on this side. On the inside of it, it's on the other side. That is the bad part. But there is some stuff that could be nice to fix while it's sitting like this. But I think I have to just try to put it level again just to see how this car looks, because I almost forgot how the roof is looking. It's been like this for almost a year. And I miss this car so much. I was not expecting this, because I was not expecting this. But it is a little bit emotional to get this back on on the right level. I really like this car. Oh, my mind has been messed up ever since I became a father. On the emotional side of things, it's just a car. It's just a car. Whew. I need to lock that thing on the other side. Yes, it is a bit sketchy, this setup from time to time. Good way to get back to the reality. There we go. Whew. The thing is, this little thing has been beyond saving a couple of times, and it still kind of is. But I just have so much story with this car. I have so much invested in this car emotionally, which I really don't like to have in cars, by the way. But this one just got me. I learned so much stuff on this engine, learned so much stuff on this bodywork. I sold it. I bought it back. It's, yeah, the first time I got it is, I think it's more than 10 years ago, which is really unlikely in my world to keep stuff for that long. So it's just extremely rusty and wrecked. The engine is pretty good though, but it just, I will never sell this because it means too much, and it will never be worth much because it's just a Frankenstein of patches and stuff. There it is. Oh, I forgot I put the boat primer petrol thingy on it because it was always hard to start when it has been standing. Oh, this little car. You are so ruddy. So this is where I'm going to wrap this video up. I realized that it's been like this for so long that I didn't really want to have the tires in the garage, or I drove them to the storage, so I don't have anything to put on. I think what I want to do is to put it on the ground, flip it around and put it on the auto sweep in the same position, just with the rear facing this way, flip it up and then fix as much as possible on that side. I was tempted to use the lift for the last bits, but there's the jack point reinforcement bar and so on will be impossible to fix on that. So it's just me who really would like to have it on the correct level for a while, but I think it's not the time yet. I have to fix some more, and then I can focus on rebuilding the rear leaf spring and all that a bit later. There's a long way to summer, so maybe I will actually get to drive this again this year. Currently it's -5 degrees outside, so this is going nowhere. I know that the time where I'm driving around in this, in the snow and in the salt and all year round, is over. I really don't like to have only summer cars. I like to just use the cars that I have, but this one, with the rust that it has all over the place, even though I fix a lot of the stuff, there is so much that is started, and driving it in the snow and the salt will just accelerate it out of control. And I would like to keep this car for as long as possible, hopefully for the rest of my life. That means that I really have to take care of it, have it inside when I'm not using it, and using it in nice weathers. I am planning on using it as for hill climb, as you might remember. So maybe the thing about keeping it my entire life is not that realistic, because it will probably get some bumps and dents and so on. I'm not really sure how talented I am at that sort of things. Anyway, this will be all for now. Thank you for watching. Don't forget you can support me. There's a Patreon link down below, and see you in the next one.